Okay, so this is going to be a really quick guide on exporting from Lightroom. All we need to be doing is having the image we want to export on the main screen. This can be in Develop or in Library tab, whichever you prefer. So I want to export this image to my desktop. So I'm going to right click on the image. I'm going to go to Export and then Export again. And it will give me a dialog box to give me lots of options. So the first one, where it says export location, that will be where that image is going. So that new copy that we're making, the export, will be sent to. So just to make this demonstration easier, I'm going to say put in subfolder on the desktop. I'm going to give it a name, test, just because this is an example. But you can make that folder whatever you want. If I had a subfolder deselected, that single image would just go to the desktop on its own. If we scroll down, you can rename the file. Under file settings, by default the quality might be about 50 to 80%. Make sure you drag that up to 100% to keep the quality high. By default it should be on JPEG. You can limit the file size there too. That can be useful if you need to, for example, upload to Facebook, that has a file limit, a file size restriction. You can resize the image from here, but you won't need to necessarily do that. You can sharpen the image, not really necessary. You can also add watermarks straight from Lightroom, and this can be done as a batch of photos as well, which can be really useful if you're exporting a lot of images. We don't need to do anything with post-processing, so at this stage we can just press export. And then that image will go directly to the desktop. So I'm just going to go out of Lightroom. And then we have that test folder on the desktop with our new JPEG image inside it. So that's just exporting a single image. If I wanted to export maybe 5 of these in one go, I could hold Control on the keyboard or Command if you're on a Mac and single click each one that I want. I can then do the same thing as I did before, right click, export, export, and then it's the same as before. Now these images in Lightroom, once we export them, all it's going to be doing is creating a copy of the original with the edit applied. If you want to find the original image, you can right click, show in Explorer. It might say show in Finder on Mac. That will then show us the original location of the original image unedited. It's only the export JPEG that will have the edit applied to it. I hope that helps.